Welcome to SBCU. We're going to talk about the Rockhopper, a true mountain bike trail performance hardtail. This bike has been part of the Specialized family for many years, has been under so many different riders, and continues to be an integral part of the Specialized line because this is where you really get into mountain biking. All right, so what does trail performance mean? Well, this bike's going to be ridden out in the dirt. There's logs, there's rocks, there's jumps, there's things out there, and you have to be able to attack those things with confidence, roll over them, jump off them, do whatever you want to do, and be really confident about that you're going to be able to go home safely. So what we're first going to talk about is the geometry. This is trail geometry. It means that we have a slack head tube angle for a hardtail, which means you're going to have a nice roomy wheelbase and going to be able to control those high-speed jumps and logs and bumps and things like that. Nice roomy top tube, so you're going to have a true mountain bike fit, and a low bottom bracket, but not too low. You want the bike to be able to change directions pretty darn quick as you're going from turn to turn or avoiding certain things or people out on the trail. And the last part is the chainstays here. So these chainstays are going to be just a wee bit shorter than you would find on a little bit more entry-level bike. It's going to make the bike a little bit quicker, a little bit snappier handling bike, which again all adds up to fun out on the trail. The second thing we want to talk about is how the geometry has been adopted for 29-inch wheels. Now 29-inch wheels have not been around forever, but they're great for mountain biking because they offer stability, they roll over bumps really easy, and they hold their momentum very well. Now stability is super important when you're getting out there on the trail bikes because there's rocks, there's logs, there's bumps, and you're going to be going pretty fast, so you want the bike to hold its line and stay planted, so super important. Rolling over things, you're going to smash into things. Sometimes it's a curb, sometimes it's a rock, sometimes it's a squirrel. A bigger wheel is going to go over those bumps better. You're going to be way more confident on the bike. And the last thing is holding your momentum. Now, even though these bikes aren't the most expensive bikes out there, that doesn't mean you don't want to go fast. So once you get up to speed, you want to be able to hold that momentum. And the bigger wheel is going to hold the inertia, going to keep the speed. Way more fun like that. So you can't just take an old frame, built around a smaller wheel size and put 29-inch wheels on there and call it a day. It doesn't work the best that way. So what we do at Specialized is build the geometry around the wheel size. That means that the head tube angle, the bottom bracket height, the chainstays, everything is built around the way that the bike should handle a true performance trail handling bike and along with the 29-inch wheels. So everything is built part of a package, even when you get into things like the handlebars and the way that the fork has been set at its travel. Everything has to work together, built as a system, and you get that even at the Rockhopper level. So we talked about the performance of the bike. Now let's talk about some of the key pieces that are important to pay attention to. The first one you should always look at is the frame. This is the centerpiece of any bicycle. This is where the magic happens and where the Rockhopper separates itself from the competition. This is a fully butted A1 aluminum. That means that the tubing is thicker where it needs to be at the weld and high stress areas and thinner where you don't need as much materials. This means we save weight and you get a better performing bicycle all around. Now you might be thinking, well, I don't know, thinner in the middle sounds kind of dangerous. Don't worry about it. We've got testing facilities here and around the world to make sure that these bikes have been tested in all the different standards and our own standards to make sure that when you're out there on the trail, all you have to worry about is having a good time. These will hold up through the test of time and whatever you can throw at them. All right, let's talk about some of the rad features on your new Rockhopper here. We have disc brakes right down here. We have sport tires, damped forks, and then body geometry touch points. All of these things are key and make for a better ride. Now, disc brakes, that means if you're going real fast and you want to stop real fast, you got these. The second part of disc brakes is if you're going real fast in the mud, the rain, whatever kind of thing, disc brakes are super reliable. They're always going to work. They're going to work better than a rim brake. You definitely want these. Sport tires. Now, a lot of times when you don't pay tons and tons of money for a bike, you give up a good riding tire. And I tell you what, tires are where the rubber meets the dirt. This is how you get grip. If you have bad tires, you're gonna have a bad ride. So a sport level tire, this is a 60 TPI tire. It's gonna grip great, it's gonna feel good. Guaranteed you're gonna love it. Damp forks, this means you get more control. You can control how fast the fork goes down, how fast it comes up. It's going to add up to a better ride. And the last thing are body geometry touch points. You're going to spend a lot of time on your bike. It's fun. I guarantee you're going to have a great time. But you have to take care of your body as well. So things like your grips, you're going to take care of your hands to make sure you have more control over the bike. And the saddle here, you're going to be sitting on that, you're going to be moving around. You want to make sure that you have feeling and blood flow to the places that you want feeling and blood flow. This pays off in the long run. Guaranteed you're going to want to have that. Get out there, rock it on the Rockhopper, have a good time.